Have you ever completely frozen when it was time to set a boundary? If you said yes, let me tell you about Rachel. Rachel needed to set a clear boundary with someone she hired. Rationally, she knew she was an adult who had been bold and courageous many times before. But the moment she thought about doing it, a wave of complete paralysis took over her body. She was terrified of being punished. She couldn't find her voice. In therapy, Rachel discovered something profound. When that paralysis took over, she wasn't in her adult self. Her nervous system had thrown her back into her child self, a little part of her that felt exactly 4 years old. And a 4-year-old cannot handle the terrifying weight of displeasing someone they like. For a dependent child, losing approval feels like losing survival. When we looked deeper, Rachel remembered why. She saw her overworked, stressed out single mother screaming at her to shut up, or she would slap her face. In those moments, Rachel couldn't find her mother in her mother's eyes. She was just a terrified little girl submitting to avoid the pain. Without realizing it, every time adult Rachel needed to set a boundary with someone close to her, that 4-year-old child inside her woke up, panicked, and froze to avoid the slap. When you feel powerless, paralyzed, or small, it is simply because your brain is acting from old neurological networks built when you were a child. When you think from those networks, you lose access to your adult self. But Rachel learned a therapeutic secret that changed everything: the language of parts. Instead of saying, "I am weak, I can't do this," which fuses you with the trauma, you create a compassionate psychological distance. You speak about the feeling in the third person. Rachel stopped saying, "I am incapable." She started saying, "A young part of mine feels incapable of facing this challenge, but my wiser adult part knows that I am not only capable, but I've done difficult things many times before." This shift turns on the lights in that dark room of childhood fear. Look how beautifully it transforms your internal dialogue. Instead of saying, "I will never surpass this obstacle," you say, "A young part of mine feels they can't surpass this obstacle, but my adult part knows that this is just a temporary discomfort, and we can handle it." Instead of saying, "I am not worthy of love, so I must accept crumbs," you say, "A child part of me feels unworthy, but my adult part knows that I am precious and reminds me of the real love that exists in my life." Instead of saying, "I can't set boundaries because I will be punished," you say, "A young part of me is terrified of retaliation, but my adult part knows that healthy relationships can only exist with boundaries." By shifting from "I am" to "a part of me feels," you step into your true adult self. You dissolve the freeze. Now let's practice this therapy together. Listen to your body right now. What is your child part feeling? Write it in the comments below using this exact script. "A child part of mine feels, but my adult part knows that." I want to read your answer in the comments below. And if you are ready to unburden your system from the effect of toxic family dynamics, download your Break the Chains PDF in the description. You are safe now. Your adult self is here to step in for you, but you need to pause and call it into action. Learn how.